Hey guys, welcome back. Heading out today. Going to see the first video today also on the setup that we have for the two Livescopes. We're going to talk about that. We're going to have the setup video, and we're going to go through this whole process with you of using two LVS 34s on one pole. And we're going to talk about some of the problems that I have faced on the first trip. I did some recording, but we're going to hold up on that because I want to get it perfect. And a couple things that I ran into on the water with mounting two Livescope transducers on the pole. One of the problems I ran into was getting the perspective, which I put the perspective mode on top, and we'll talk about that in the video. It wasn't quite deep enough in the water for my liking, but then as I used it, I figured out something. Actually, it may be the best of both worlds, and not having it as deep in the water, and it could lead to something, a discovery that I've made. It might actually be better up a little higher in the water column. So we're going to talk about that all. Just a little bit of something that I was at the ramp the other day, and a guy saw me with both Livescopes on there, and he proceeded to hammer me. You know, you're cheating. Here you are. You got not only one, you got two Livescopes. When does it stop? When does it end? When is enough? You guys are going crazy. And I mean, he hammered me. And, you know, what I really wanted to do was tear into him. But that's not the good Christian way to do things. So what I figured was the best way was to have a good conversation with him. A good, meaningful, conversation about it, and let him voice his concerns about what he said, and me voice mine. And after listening to him talk, and I did listen to him talk a good while, because he ran it for 15 minutes. He didn't give me much time to talk, but I wanted to give him an opportunity to say what he had to say, because hey, everybody is entitled to their opinion. That is what makes this country great, is being able to voice your opinion and not be bound down by my opinion or your opinion or things like that. That's a good way. Now, one of the things that we figured out was one of the reasons, and we've said this before, one of the things, and I said it in another video, one of his main concerns was, I said this has been a big deal, is that there's 3 or 4 reasons people, as we found, went through this, because people have commented on the other video. First of all, a lot of people who don't like it can't afford it. Doesn't mean everyone that can't afford it, but a lot of the people can't afford it, and that's an understanding. And I understand that's why they hate it. It's kind of like, I can't have it, so why should everybody else have it? I understand that. It doesn't mean it's right, but I do understand what they're doing. I get it. I can't have a Lamborghini either, but that don't mean I don't think everybody shouldn't have a Lamborghini. I'm not mad about that. I'll never have a Lamborghini. Not gonna happen. I want one because they're bad. It's gonna be awesome towing a bass boat with a Lamborghini. I'd love to take that down Louisiana dirt road, rocks flying. I'd have rock dings all over that thing. But, and then the second reason is, as we stated earlier in the other videos, is the loss of fishing heroes. And he did state that. He's like, none of the guys that I watch ever win anymore. That's what I'm talking about. The loss of fishing heroes. It makes you feel like your time is passing you by. And I understand that. That's a big deal, Like my hero, Kevin Van Dam, I fish like him. I like to fish like him. But he's not as relevant as he once was. It comes from a few different things. Of course, he's older. He doesn't care as much. And doesn't have the drive that he once had. I know he may say I got the drive, but he's got a lot of sponsorship dollars riding on the fact that he better say that. And then, thirdly, his deal was, I got a lake that I used to run yo-yos on. And now when I go run yo-yos, we don't never catch as many as we used to. And in the same breath, he told me that I was cheating. I get it. I know. Don't tap your phone. I just said that right. He said I was cheating using Livescope as he hung yo-yos on a tree and said that he wasn't catching as many running yo-yos. It makes zero sense. None. I mean, yo-yos is the epitome of not fishing. You just hang on a tree, go sit at your campfire, run them the next morning. People don't run them correctly. They don't run them. Yo-yos, they're just not fishing. You're not even there. You're just hanging something on us. I mean, but whatever. Run your yo-yos. But that's a whole different conversation. So when somebody tells me that I'm cheating and then they talk about running yo-yos, it's hard for me to hold water. So I let him have his piece, and then I brought that up. I said, hey, you're literally talking about me cheating because I'm using electronics, but you're using a contraption that you're not even there. You hang on a tree, and when it bites, it creates an effect where it releases a mechanism that sucks the fish up, and I'm cheating. So sometimes you're not going to talk that sense into people. It's not going to happen. It's not always going to go right with all the people. And I wish it did, but it's not. So that was one of the things, but be looking forward to today. I like doing these kind of little informational pieces where we talk about things. These are fun to me. I like to do them. It gives the channel something different, and it gives us all ways to talk to each other and communicate back. So what are your thoughts on it? What are your thoughts on Livescope? What are your thoughts on yo-yos? What are your thoughts on all of these? Is it going to decimate the fish population? And hey, look, I'll talk back to you on all of them. I may not agree with you, but I'll talk back to you. So let's talk about it. Let's chat with it. Let me know in the comments. I do have the guy, I'm going to put it in the video, who was the first one to comment, and I'm going to I'll get with him, and we'll get him one of the swim baits out. I think it's pretty cool. That was a fun little deal there. And so we're working on that. We'll get you your swim baits out. I think you'll like those. And but guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Be looking forward this evening for the first video in the series on the dual Livescopes and how we're going to use them. There's so many videos going to come from this because there's so many uses and so much to talk about this. This is going to be really amazing. But guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing.